Oh, it's race day. It might be start of the NFL season. I get it, but I don't care. It's race day. Race 2 of the playoffs. Going to be exciting. Kansas Speedway. Going to be a great day. I think there's some money to be made out there. I don't necessarily love the card this week. I don't love it, but it's not bad. I don't love it though. Like sometimes you just have these matchups where it's like, well, I don't want to fade that guy. I like this driver, but I don't want to fade this driver. That's kind of how I feel about the whole card today. Is that way. Don't love a ton of bets. And I'm wondering how much the NFL affects the amount of people that come into this show today. That'll be interesting to see. So before we do anything else important, let's get to the poll here. Jeez. Come on. Are you kidding me? There we go. All right. Live from the track. Love it, Adam. All right. Hey, happy race day. Collective clink. Boom. Taking a poll. All right. Let's get down to it. Start with on the poll. Weird. Chris Bell starting on the poll. Huh. Who saw that happening? Well, a lot of people. That 9.5 to 1 poll bet was pretty good. I think maybe 9 to 1. Here's the deal with Bell. Did not look as fast. Did not look as fast as he has in the past here. So I'm not as high on Chris Bell as I have been. And I don't know if Worldwide Wob is on here, old Rob Perez, but I am not on the Chris Bell train today. I wish he was matched up against better drivers because I'd fade him. I'd actually fade him. But, oh, interesting. Sorry, just got a message from a friend. Anyway, correcting me on a bet that I sent out. Chris Bell, I would be fading him if he wasn't matched up against trash drivers or guys starting in the rear. I don't like Bell. I mean, I don't want to take like Kyle Busch against him. You know, I just think that there's a little bit too much he has to overcome at this point. So I don't have anything on or against Chris Bell, but I guess you could say because I do not have him at all in outrights, and I won't unless something live comes along, it's kind of a fade. Kyle Larson starting P2. Well, Kyle likes his car. He thought his car was better than it was in the spring, and he was pretty damn good in the spring. I know Hamlin was better, but Hamlin did not look as good in practice. I think Kyle Larson's going to be really good and probably wins the race or close to it. Truex Jr., I mean, I don't think this is one of those races where he just gets to the lead and never lets anyone else lead a race. I don't know. Truex was really fast. You know, all the Toyotas were fast with the exception. Well, I shouldn't say all the Toyotas. I would say Truex looked the best. And Ty Gibbs looked like the second best Toyota. That's my take. Truex is going to be really good. I think that if you're going to take where I'm at, I don't think you can make it. I don't think you can choose Larson or Truex. I don't think you can choose. I think you have to take them both if you're going to take them because they look about the same. I do think that Truex was best on the long run. For sure. I agree, Big Ross. Here's where I think Larson's going to be different. Yesterday, if you watch the Xfinity race, there was someone at the end that was flying, and that was Sheldon Creed, and he was running a groove higher. He was running that Reddick-Larson groove. So there's a thing where it's ripping the top in practice where you're kind of running high. You're running above the seam, but you're not running the wall. I think if Larson runs the wall and he finds half a tenth to a tenth a lap, I think he'll be faster. I do know that those last couple laps you're looking at with the fall off, Ross, he did have traffic. So I went back and watched practice and listened to some of the audio. So I do think that Larson, you know, when he had that kind of jump to, I just don't think he was I think he was held up a little bit. But I do think Truex is good. But I think Larson could find more speed. Couldn't pay me to bet either of them at plus 450. Well, Connor, I did. Okay, Chase Elliott. I don't even know what his price is. I don't think Chase is going to win the race. Connor, you want to take my action? You want a little side action? You give me plus 450 on both of them? I'd like to get some more money down. I have a little friendly wager on the side. Let's see. Chase Elliott. everyone likes him, and he looked decent in practice, had a little bit of fall off. I don't know where his head's at. I don't know if I want to fade him or bet on him. That's really tough for me. I don't know if I want to fade him or bet on him. I'll leave that chase thing up to you guys. I don't know. Tyler Reddick was really good. I think that Tyler, he did have a chance. The Steelers weren't losing you money. That's hilarious. I don't even know who's playing football today. Tyler Reddick was really fast in practice. He was good in the short run, good over the long run. This is a type of track where he's going to be really strong. I like Reddick. 7-1, so short for a guy that makes a lot of mistakes. He kind of looked this way last week, and he was probably good if he gets to the front. I just think that right now, I think it'll be hard to pass Truex or Larson if they get out front, and I think Larson might be the only guy that could pass Truex or Reddick, if that makes sense. Yeah, the Chase Harvick. I don't like Harvick very much, but I think Reddick's going to be really good if you can find a way to make money on Reddick. I wouldn't fade him or I wouldn't bet on him over Larson or Truex. But if there's something out there, I don't really know if there is, though. That's the thing, is Reddick's matched up with, at least on the screen, he's matched up with Hamlin. Man, at that price, it's tough to fade Hamlin. I don't know. I don't have anything on or against Reddick. I'm just going to kind of let the fact that I have him for the championship at 25-1. If he goes out there and wins this race, moves on, I'll like my futures. And I think that if he runs top 3 or 4 here, this is a good sign for the future. Ross Chastain, great qualifying. I don't know where the hell that came from, but really good qualifying for him, but looks spotty in practice. That's all I can say about his lap times. They're just me. I know some people are high on him. I'm just not. I think, but if you went back and listened to Stay Green with Bet the Board and Todd Furman, his car doesn't look like a top 3 to 4 car. So he'll probably just be happy with like a 5th to 9th place finish. Reddick versus Bell at Super Bowl. Chris, what's that line? I just hate that too. I just think Bell, if he just has a little bit better pit crew, he could kind of take that first stall. I don't know. What's the number on that right now, Chris? And then we'll discuss that. I can't make sense of Chastain either. I don't know if he's going to be good or bad. I don't know. Busch or top Ford. Yeah, taking the top Ford is just, you're taking the best of the worst manufacturer by a lot. I don't know where to put I can't put my finger on Chastain. I have nothing on or against him. Michael McDowell didn't really look good. That's a good qualifying for him. I'd be looking to fade McDowell. Unfortunately, you just have to fade him with a guy like Recchi Spinhouse. I don't know how much I love that either. His times look better. I just don't know if he actually finishes the race. Let's see. Even money, Reddick. Ugh. Gosh. That's tough. That might be one you pull the trigger on. I don't hate that at all. Took Byron earlier in the week. I would add some Larson maybe to break even. He doesn't need to be super profitable, but at this point you have to have him. If his car is better than it was in the spring, because if it's this much better, it wins. Hopefully, to be honest, I hope Larson actually makes a mistake and we can actually get some better value on him. I mean, I saw as high as like 16-1 last week. Now, that little dickhead said that he broke a toe link, so I sold all that like an idiot. Yeah, Mitch, that might be better. Bubba could be good. Okay, let's keep moving here. Austin Dillon, man, a lot of fall off, but a good qualifying. I don't anticipate Dillon being great. I don't want to pay minus 150 on him in a matchup. I don't care how bad Briscoe looks. I mean, I think he beats Briscoe, but there was a lot of fall off there. William Byron. Okay, let's talk about William Byron for a second. I have him top 5. I think that was right around even money. I gave that out earlier in the week. I think he's going to be good. He does not have to go to the rear. But I went back and watched practice today. And if you look at his lap times, they're pretty solid. Laps 1 through 8. And then he had the issue. The comments from, I can't remember what spotter in the B group had mentioned the best cars were in the A group were Truex and Reddick, laps 1 through 5. and they held on pretty well over the long run. But what they said was William Byron after lap 5 was much faster, and he wasn't running the top. If that's the case, if William Byron can go up to the top and run a 10th faster, he's going to have a rocket. I think that William Byron's going to be really fast today. That's 7.5 to 1. I don't know. That's a tough one. He's going to pick up spots on pit road. That's a tough one. He might be a break-even guy. I know that there were some places that opened him at 12 to 1 yesterday after practice. So some people jumped on that. Yeah, you have to run that. That's a great point, Ross. You have to be able to run the low line to pass. Everyone's going to be running the top. But if you're going to go ahead and dive it down there, whether it's in turn 1 or turn 3, you better make sure that it sticks so that way you can pull a little slide job and make the pass. I like Byron. Bubba, I did have some Bubba early in the week, and man, 20 to 1 on that guy, I thought was a good deal. But all of a sudden, he didn't look as good in practice. And typically, if Bubba's going to be good, he looks good in practice. It's not like he just all of a sudden is shot out of a cannon. I don't think he had a little bit of issues with lap traffic, but still, you should be faster than that. But that also speaks to the point. Maybe he can only run the top. I like Bubba to... I don't know that I'd take him to win. You know, if you find a matchup with him, I know that there's some matchups like that Chastain number's kind of taken off. I just think Ross is going to run a consistent race. Bubba's going to go out there, and I don't think he's going to do something stupid, but I just think Chastain's going to run pretty consistently. So I just have a little bit on Bubba to win, and I don't love it. Joey Logano. I don't like Logano, but I don't like any of the Fords. I don't even know what to make of this. He runs 4 laps, pits, runs 5 laps, pits, runs 5 more laps, looks slow, pits, runs 3 more laps, even slower, pits. So I just think, yeah, a lot of follow for Bubba, a lot of follow for Joey. He's a guy that can look like trash, though, and Joey can figure out a way to get up front. So I'm not going to fade him. Brad K, we can just put Brad K and Buescher together. I don't know. They're going to run right around where they're at. Maybe a little worse. They didn't really have short end speed. They had some more fall off. I thought that Keselowski looked a little better long run than Buescher. Other than that, not quite sure. Now, Denny Hamlin. Oh, Denny. Dear Denny. He didn't look very good to me. He looked like he was not as good as Larson, Truex, Reddick, Byron. And I don't even think it's close. Now, here's the thing. I do think he'll race better. I think he's like a 6th or 7th place car, but I think it's like a distant 6th or 7th place car. He's going to be good, but there was some fall off there, and he looked a lot better last year or earlier in the. I mean, he went off as the favorite in the spring. I don't think he has the same car. I think that something about the Truex, Larson, Reddick, and Byron are much faster than him. And I definitely, if you go check bettheboard.com, there is a matchup there, and it definitely fades Denny Hamlin with someone who I think is going to be really good. I'm not high on Hamlin today. Oh, I hate that. I hate saying it, but I believe it. Daniel Suarez, not terrible. Not terrible out of Daniel. I don't know. Does anybody have an opinion on Daniel Suarez? I don't. Not terrible. Yeah, I agree on that, Big Ross. He did stop twice. You know, towards the end, they put a long run out there, but they made an adjustment. It didn't work. Made an adjustment. I think it worked a little bit, and then they were done. I don't know. Daniel Suarez, I could see him being decent, but not great. Yeah, the Toyota slide around. Yeah, that's a good point, Derek. Remember, the warmer it is, typically you have to search higher for grip, so that also helps dirt track guys that like loose race cars. Only thing is he's thinking about 25. Maybe. Thoughts on Byron over Hamlin? Oh, Jacob, I knew you were going to ask that. I like it. Denny's a thorn. Like, the last thing I want is to fade him, and like, I don't want to fade him in like 5 matchups, and then all of a sudden I don't have him to win the race, obviously, and then I lose all my matchups when Denny wins the race, because I still think Denny could win the race if they make some good adjustments. But he could also kind of struggle back there in 8th or 9th, and then if he has one issue, I don't think he's going to fly through the field. So I I just don't want to fade him too much. That's the thing. I don't know. Am I being soft? Byron looked better. Qualified better. Stenhouse looked pretty good. I like Stenhouse today. I think if you could find him maybe a top 10 price, I don't hate him at all. I don't know if I want to take him over McDowell. Maybe. You could do that. There's a little bit. You got to pay some juice there. I'm not sure if I love that. Ryan Blaney. I don't know. Another Ford that I have no clue if they're good. You know, I was talking to Todd earlier. Is Ryan Blaney better than Joey Logano? Well, I think so, but I don't really know. And the other thing, too, I feel like Logano figures it out better than Blaney. Am I wrong to think that? Would we all agree that Logano figures it out a little bit better than Blaney? So even if Blaney looks a little better than Logano, that's kind of even. Yeah, you might be playing with fire there, Connor. Austin Cindric, I don't know, barely practiced. The Fords, I just don't get the Fords this week. Good thing they're all matched up together because they would have been a full fade. Cindric didn't look good. Although this is a track where I feel like Cindric could look better. There's fall off, but it's still like fast fall off. Everyone kind of runs the same line up top. I don't know. I don't like Cindric either. Yeah, Blaney's been better at 1.5. Yeah, 1.5s. I agree with that, but yeah, I don't disagree with that, Derek. I just don't want to fade him across the board. Just because I wouldn't be shocked if at the end of the race, if someone said, hey, Denny Hamlin's going to win. I mean, okay, fair enough. Eric Jones. I think Jones is good. I just can't find a way to make money on him. I think he's 4-1 on Bovada for a top 10. That's not bad. He's going to be right there. I think top 10 cars, you're probably looking at Bell, Larson, Truex. I'm not automatically saying that Chase Elliott's a top 10 car, by the way. So I'm going to say the top 10s for sure: Larson, Truex, Reddick, Byron, Hamlin. Stenhouse looks pretty good. Maybe Eric Jones, and then some guys at the end. I think Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs. I think those guys are going to be really good. Okay, so I don't know. So Jacob, the question is on Eric Jones going to the back. I'm not sure yet. I don't think he's going to the rear because it was kind of the same issue, the same part issue that Byron had. If there's new information, let me know. I still don't think that if that's the case, I don't like him top 10. I think that's a little bit too much for him to overcome if he does go to the rear. But I don't know that he is. Kevin Harvick, slow. Lots of fall off. Not the same guy that finished second or would have finished second last week. And by the way, I look at it like he finished second last week. That's the way I feel about this. So just lots of fall off. If someone faded him, I like that because he doesn't look that good. Carson Hocevar, he looks, for that car, pretty fast. I mean, I like him. Carson Hocevar, I think he's going to be good. Like, I think he beats Ryan Preece. There's a matchup there. I like Hocevar. Hocevar is just fast. Okay, does not have to go to the rear. Okay. Carson Hocevar is just fast driver. AJ Allmendinger, he didn't have one lap speed. But he's good at fall off. He's good at a place like Homestead. He's good here. Like, those are the guys that, you find yourself 40 laps into a run and you really find out who the guys are that can handle a loose race car and who can kind of rip that top. Dinger's one of those guys. Alex Bowman, stinky, not good, but also priced that way. Yeah, sums up. That's last week. I can't imagine they're feeling good in that 48 camp because last week kind of embarrassing for him. Here I am sticking my neck out saying that he's a better driver than Michael McDowell, and he just does not see. He didn't act like it last week. That was stupid. And then he unloads this week. He's average to slow. Corey LaJoie also average to slow. Eric Almirola, these Fords, he looked worse than Chase Briscoe, but they all looked bad. I just think when it comes to SHR, outside of Harvick, whatever guy just doesn't have the most issues between Almirola and Chase will kind of be good. McDowell over Bowman, I'm not doing that. I don't. McDowell didn't look good. I just think Bowman's better at this track. I could see McDowell having an issue and being a lap down. Bowman's got to be testing. Maybe he's helping out. You know what? That would be the smart thing to do, Big Ross. If you're Rick Hendrick or you're Chad Canals running Hendrick, you want him testing for Texas. That's the next big race. And by the way, the next round of racing is stressful. You've got Texas, Roval, and Talladega. No, thank you. Briscoe, I thought, had the best practice from SHR. Yeah, you could say that, or Harvick. He had less fall off. You're right. He had less fall off than Harvick. I just think Harvick's going to beat Briscoe, I guess, if I had to choose. Yeah, Ryan Preece looked terrible. Cole Custer looked bad. Ryan Preece, I don't know if he's ready. Like, is he ready to back for racing? Like, I don't know. The lap times are not good. Harrison Burton also struggled. Justin Haley had fall off, but man, it was kind of controlled fall off. It wasn't bad at all. Dinger on Cindric. I don't know. No, I don't like that. That's a gamble. I think Dinger's gonna beat him, but I don't like to gamble on that stuff. Ryan Preece bad, Harrison Burton bad, Justin Haley had quick fall off, but then he kind of stayed with it for a while. He ran some impressive laps later in the run. Todd Gilliland, probably the best of the back marker guys. At least he ran some fast laps. Looks like he hit some traffic. I hate betting on cars that don't show speed. Yeah, I just, yeah. Hey, thanks, Paul. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Let's see. Ty Dillon, not good. But now let's get to Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs was a top 5 car. Okay, maybe that's aggressive. Top 6 car. Logano over Bowman. I don't hate that. I don't hate Logano over Bowman. I just don't think he's that good, though. He's got a good better starting spot. I don't know. I don't want to force anything. I don't love the matchups this week. I just don't. I like outrights. I like some top 5s. The matchups I'm not a big fan of this week. I like Kyle Busch, but starting in the rear, if he gets a hangnail, all of a sudden there's going to be an issue. I just don't understand. He just quits. I think he get back to the top 10, but he's kind of priced like he's going to get back to the top 10. I'm 20-1 from earlier in the week. I don't love it. And then Ty Gibbs, I think is going to be good. I played some Ty Gibbs at 2-1, top 10. Yeah. What number did you get, Brian? I know that Bovada had him at 2-1. See, Connor, I thought the same thing last week about KFB, but you know what? He finished 11th. Yeah. I think here's I wouldn't be shocked if he just drove up to top 15 early in the run. And I don't know. I'd like Kyle in Ty today. I just don't know how to make money on him. That's the important thing. I just don't have a ton of matchups that I like. I mean, I have the whole access to the whole screen here, and it's I don't want to pay. I think Ryan Preece is going to suck, but I don't want to pay -1, anywhere from -160 to -180 on Austin Dillon. I don't trust that guy. I like Hocevar over Preece. Haley over Burton. But other than that, I don't love a ton of stuff. Other than that, I like Larson over Hamlin. Ty Gibbs over Bowman. Anything we can pull from Michigan to Kansas today? Depends on what you want to look for. I mean, you could probably you could justify betting on Truex. I don't know. I think Michigan's just so different. Michigan's more one lane, one groove racing. I don't think I can pull much. I just don't. So, any other questions about anything? Ty Gibbs over Bowman. I like that. I like that. I think that's a good call. I just don't like Bowman. I think Ty's going to be good. The thing is, like, young driver getting back up to the field. I think maybe if I'm Ty Gibbs, I just kind of just connect to Kyle Busch and then just follow him through the field. I don't like fading. I don't think Chastain's going to be that good, Chris. So I don't want to fade Bell, who I think is going to be kind of riding around in the top 5. And if he just checks out and gets clean air, he could easily win stage 1. So it's not that I want to bet against Bell. I just think he doesn't look as good as he has in the past. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, Chastain has a worse car for sure. Yeah, Gibbs is tough, but he's not going to have to go very far to pass Bowman. That's why I don't hate. That's why I don't hate Gibbs over Bowman at that -135, Dave, because I don't think Bowman's going to be passing anybody. So it's not like he's going to be flying up to the field. He looks sketchy. And if they truly are testing, then that would make sense. Did I take anyone in the NFL to NFL? I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't know. I'll watch NFL starting the week of November 6th. That's when I'll watch the NFL. Until then, it is NASCAR. All right, so I have to make a pick. I'm going to take Byron. I think that if what they said is true about where he was running on the track and he finds another 10th, it's over. On that same token, I think that the other driver that can do that is Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson can find another 10th or 2, another half a 10th or 2. And I think it's Byron and Larson, and I think Truex is next, and I think Reddick is right there as well. It's going to be those guys. I actually took a bet on Bet Rivers under 6.5 starting spot for the winner. That gives you Bell, Larson, Truex, Chase, Reddick, and Ross. And then I went with Byron outright. I got some of that 12-1 that they reopened him at. So that's what I think. I think it's just those 4 guys. I don't think Hamlin has the car. I'm hoping Hamlin doesn't have the car. But I could be wrong. Be interesting to see if Gibbs can work his way up to the field along with Kyle Busch. It'll be fun because then if they're working their way through the field, you're going to have some live betting opportunities. Any other questions? Are we good? All right. Well, hopefully everyone's NFL bets go well. Just kidding. I don't care. All right. I'll start at top. Okay. That's good to know. All right. Well, cheers, everybody. Let's take one more poll. Good luck. Happy race day. We'll see you next week. Bristol, baby.